New protections for renters in Colorado are getting farther at the Capitol than they did last year, though the governor's been clear on this. He believes that making life harder for landlords will lead to fewer rental units on the market. Our Angeline McCall looks at this year's attempt to find a compromise.
While this year's eviction filings are on track to be the most on record yet, an eviction bill advocates hope will bring those numbers down.
It is incredibly important that we do everything that we can to make sure that people are allowed to stay in their homes.
Melissa Mejia works with the Community Economic Defense Project that worked to get House Bill 1098 passed last week. It requires a cause for eviction.
Really, for us, this is super important to make sure that we are not displacing people and displacing families if there's not really a good reason to do so.
As it stands today, a landlord can kick a tenant out simply if the lease ends. Now they will have to offer a reasonable renewal unless they have a reason, like large renovations, selling, or moving back in.
A lot of the retaliation, discrimination that you're not allowed to do when deciding to lease to someone is currently allowable under law at the point of non-renewal because there are no standards whatsoever.
Critics say discrimination is already covered in the Fair Housing Act and believe this bill infringes on landlord rights to end a contract. The Apartment Association was initially opposed to the bill and later went neutral with amendments, but still have concerns.
We believe in the right, the freedom to contract, right? Those are individual rights that are being infringed upon every time the government comes in and kind of mandates that you are to be in contract with someone else. And so, I think that is an overreach.
Disney Bosser with the association worries it could dissuade homeowners from renting in the future.
Instead of just, terminating a contract and both parties can be free to go their own way, now you're having to evict them. That's going on the record. So it's very just unfortunate for both parties.
After already passing the House and Senate, the bill will go to Governor Polis to sign.
And so we're hoping that this creates more protections.
Legislators tried to pass a similar but more sweeping bill last year. It failed. This year they came back to the table with a bill that had more widespread support in both chambers.
And now the question is whether the governor will sign it, because he's been pretty clear that he thinks that the government getting involved in the rental market, whether it is rent control or for-cause eviction, that kind of thing, is not the right solution.
Yeah, we actually reached out to the governor's team to ask if there's any indication if he'll sign it, veto it. They told us that he looks forward to reviewing this final version of the bill. So we'll see what that means, whether that's a signature or not.
That's what this statement says every single time. He always looks forward to reviewing the bill. I love it. Saves them time. They don't even have to write a new statement. They just send the same one. Angeline, thank you.